Introduction. What is science? It is an attempt to understand the world around us and how it works. Why should we study it? Because God created the world around us, and by studying it, we learn more about Him. Job 12:7-10 says, "But now, ask the beasts, and let them teach you, and the birds of the heavens, and let them tell you. Or speak to the earth, and let it teach you, and let the fish of the sea declare to you. Who among all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this, in whose hand is the life of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind?" What does this verse of Scripture mean when it says to ask the beasts, or speak to the earth, and let it teach you? We certainly can't ask a beast a question and expect an answer, and we most certainly can't speak to the earth. I think that this verse of Scripture is telling us that we can learn about God by studying the beasts and studying the earth. As we learn more about them, we learn something about the nature of God. James Prescott Joule was a brilliant scientist in the 19th century who was able to help us understand what energy is and how nature uses it. I think he said it best when he stated his reason for why he studies science. After the knowledge of and obedience to the will of God, the next aim must be to know something of His attributes of wisdom, power, and goodness, as evidenced by His handiwork. It is evident that an acquaintance with natural laws means no less than an acquaintanceship with the mind of God therein expressed. So Dr. Joule thought that by studying science, he learned not only about God's creation, but a bit about God Himself. Now, the Bible is the most important source of knowledge when it comes to God, and I think that's what Dr. Joule meant by saying that, quote, "After the knowledge of and obedience to the will of God," end quote, we should study nature. Studying the Bible teaches us the most about God, but we can also learn some things about God by studying His creation. In this course, then, you are going to learn a lot about God's creation. However, you will learn a lot about God as well. To do this, we will start at the very beginning. The book of Genesis starts with the account of how God created everything, so we will use that as our guide. In this book, you will learn about the things God created in the order that He created them. By the end of this book, I hope that your knowledge about both God and His creation is significantly increased. This will lead you to a deeper, more intimate knowledge of God and help you grow in your relationship with Him.